Hi guys, and good very early morning from the Orlando International Airport. I am here today because I am taking a flight here really early. It is around 5:45 in the morning. I'm heading to New York. My entire family is currently there right now, and I'm meeting up with them hopefully in a couple hours. I got like a 2.5 hour long flight into LaGuardia over in New York, and gonna have an incredible, awesome trip, but let's get going. The sun won't be rising for another couple hours. Thankfully got here a couple hours early because this is a very, very long line for security. So there goes the monorail right behind me. I made it over to my terminal. Ooh, now it got really quiet. The sun is starting to come up over here. This is gonna be an interesting trip. What I'm doing in New York is I'm going with my mom's church, and we are singing in Carnegie Hall. So we're gonna be singing, I guess, I haven't really practiced it that much. They sent it to me like in the mail, but we're singing choir songs in Carnegie Hall, which is really cool. It's not how I anticipated spending some time in New York, but it really meant a lot to my mom, and sometimes you just do those things for your mom if it really means a lot to her. So, and it's also cool just to say that you've sung in Carnegie Hall no matter what it is, right? Alright, so the sun has pretty much come up. I made it over to my gate, which is right over there. I have my usual pre-flight smoothie juice, my naked juice, which always calms my nerves before flights, but I think they just started aboard at first class for my flight to New York LaGuardia, which means I'm next. So we're gonna board the flight, or I'm gonna board the flight, and then be off to New York and touching down around 10 a.m. And right now it is 7 o'clock on the dot. All right, there's my plane. This is a different way that I've boarded a plane before. Usually I go to the other side of MCO terminal, but this is kind of exciting too. All right, so I got my seat on the plane, and look at this situation that I've got going on. Right here I got an eggs a row. I got all this feet room. What I don't have is I don't have a little TV in the seat in front of me, which kind of does stink because everybody else is gonna get to watch movies. But that's okay. I have a really nice situation here, I guess. We should be taking off in about 15 minutes. Lavatory's right there. I got a great view out of the window right over here. So I was totally mistaken. I do actually have a monitor here, so I am watching Ralph Breaks the Internet right now. First time seeing it since we saw it in the theaters. Got myself some Cheez-Its here, some ginger ale, charging my phone, and I'm excited. So I made it to New York. I consulted this map back here, and I think what I need to do is hop on this bus right here, this Q70 line, which is right there, to take it to the subway. Take to, I guess, to walk to my hotel over by Central Park. I don't know, I'm figuring this out. It's a little bit intimidating, but I'm doing it. All right, so I just got off of that bus right there, and I'm pretty sure above me is a metro subway stop, and I think I have to take this to get to 57th Street, which is over by Central Park, and then I can drop my stuff off, hopefully at the hotel over there, and then rendezvous with the family wherever they are. I have to kind of coordinate with them and communicate so I can figure out where I'm going from here, but here I am. This is New York City, man. All right, so I just came inside, and this is the metro station. I just stopped over here to get myself one of these unlimited metro cards, so I can use this for 7 days, I believe. So hopefully I can use this on the turnstiles right over there. Let me go and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll be a little bit sad, but I should be good to go. Let's see if I swipe it like this, and then it sounds like it unlocked. And it did. Okay, well I need to get my bag too. It's kind of awkward. So I just came downstairs, and now I think I have to go downstairs even more to the subway for either the F or the R line, and that'll take me over towards Central Park, which is where I want to go go rendezvous with the family and go to our hotel over there. Alright, so this is my subway train right here. This is the R line. I'm way over here in Jackson Heights, and I have to go all the way over here. Let's get on the train before they leave without me here real quick. There we go. But I had a couple options here. I could have taken the F line, which would have let me off right over here, or the R line, which is what I'm on right now, which is going to let me off right over here, which is by our hotel over by Central Park in Manhattan. So I just got off of my train. Here comes another one. That's the train that I want to be on. I was going in the opposite direction from Manhattan. I was going towards Queens. So I hopped off the train, and now I'm getting to the other platform over there, and then go that way, hopefully. This is really interesting because it has a bunch of different lines running amongst each other. So I got off of that side over there, I came down the stairs over here, and now I'm waiting for another train to come in this direction so I can head back in the direction that I want to go. This is interesting. I feel like such a tourist, just being very intrigued by the way metros run. Alright, here we go. This is my train. Gonna hop on this guy and I'll be back on track. A little bit of a setback there, but I learned my lesson and now I'm good to go. Good thing I have the unlimited Metro card now, I guess, right? Alright, so just to kind of go over where I've been so far, hopefully the camera focuses on this. This is where I landed at LaGuardia Airport. And then I took a bus over to Jackson Heights right here. Then I got on the wrong direction. It was the right train, but it was going in the opposite direction over here, so I hopped on a train, and then I started making my way back in the right direction. The stop that we were just at was this one, Lexington, so I have about 2 more stops to go before mine at 57th Street, over by Central Park. Forgot the name of it for a second. This is also over by Carnegie Hall, which is where we're going to be singing in a couple days. Alright, awesome. I made it to 57th Street. There goes my train right there. So now I just have to head down the platform here, pop out on the surface presumably, and then navigate my way to my hotel. Alright, so I just came up the subway stairs right over there, and look at this. I am in New York City. There's Carnegie Hall right there to the left. So if my orientation is correct, my hotel should be straight ahead and then on the right up here, and hopefully they have a room key waiting for me. It is absolutely incredible that I'm going to be performing here in Carnegie Hall in just a couple days, but I'm heading right there to the Park Central Hotel. That's where we are staying, this building here, I guess. Alright, this is so exciting. I feel like such a tourist, but it's so much fun to explore and navigate and figure this stuff out. I did it! This is my hotel room for the next few days. I made it to New York City all by myself after waking up this morning so early, being dropped off at the airport by Brennan, and then catching a 7:30 a.m. flight to New York City, to an airport that I've never been to before, to then navigate my way to a bus transportation system that took me to the metro that I kind of did wrong, but I figured it out, and then I took the metro here, and then I found the hotel, and then I came up to the room because my parents left the key down at the front desk, so I did it. I made it from Orlando to New York City. It is about noon right now, so I've been going for well over 7 hours, almost 8 hours, and the family's not here right now, obviously. I don't even think, so this room I think is gonna be my room and Dennis's room. Travis's stuff is in here, but I know his wife Christine is coming too, so I don't know if it's gonna be all 4 of us in this room or they're gonna go to their own room. I don't really know, but what I do know is that I think I'm meeting up with the family for lunch, so I think I need to go back to the metro in order to do that, because they kind of spent their morning kind of exploring around and checking some things out, which I'm glad that they did. I didn't want them to wait on me to get here, because from the airport here it took about 2.5 hours just to you know, navigate those transportation systems, and I did it, so pretty happy about that. I can finally drop off all my stuff so I don't look as much of a tourist, leaving my suitcase and my backpack and everything here. I can just kind of bring my camera, my phone, my wallet, all that good stuff. Hopefully I don't get pickpocketed, that'd be ideal. But yeah, so I've got my home base here. I'm gonna go catch up with the family and try to figure out where they are, because I'm starving. I have not had anything today except for that little bag of Cheez-Its on the plane and that naked juice this morning. So I'm hungry, but let's go. Before I go though, I wanted to show off this room just real quick. It's a very tiny and relatively modest, but tasteful hotel room here especially for New York City. This is the bathroom. In here I have some interesting art in there, but I think it's relatively fancy for what you probably could get in New York City. Have a very nice sized TV right there. The view is a little bit to be desired. I think we kind of look down on a rooftop down here, but you can see the New York City skyscrapers back there in the background. So that's pretty cool. So again, I don't really know what the sleeping situation is. I think my parents probably told me, or my mom did at some point, but maybe I kind of forgot. We'll call it forgetting instead of not listening because it sounds a little bit nicer. Okay, heading out the door now, back to the lobby. I think probably on the metro, and then meeting up with the whole family finally. All right, made it back down to the lobby, and it wouldn't feel like a New York hotel without a revolving door. That is so cool. All right, so I need to head back to the left over here to the metro station, and then I think I'm heading to 34th Street. I tell you what, that hotel is very centrally located to the tram station, which is just about a block away, right over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on the tram, subway, metro, tram, whatever you wanna call it, to 34th Street, because there's a place that the family wants to rendezvous at over on, I think, 32nd Street. So that's where we're gonna meet up, I think. And now back down into the metro station. All right, I'm gonna do this right this time. So I'm gonna pay attention to which direction that I'm going. Queens is over there. Brooklyn is right over here. So I'm heading towards Brooklyn because that is where 34th Street is. All right, here comes my metro. Gonna hop on this and take it to 34th Street. This is 57th Street, just as a reference of mine. There we go. Phone wants to focus. So 57th Street is up here, that's where the hotel is. 34th is down here, and that's where Dennis wants to have some barbecue for lunch. And I tell you what, these metros, the doors, they close fast. Like I came down the stairs and the previous one was here, and then the doors just opened, then they closed and I couldn't get on, so I had to wait for this one. All right, I made it to 34th Street, so I guess I'm going upstairs to go out onto the surface and then try to navigate myself from there as to where the family is having lunch. So that's where I just came up right there from the metro. Now turning this way, this is 6th Avenue and 34th Street. So I'm pretty sure I need to go to the left over here. I think I might pass by the Empire State Building on my way to lunch. And sure enough, I just came right around that corner by that scaffolding, and right over there, all the way up there is the Empire State Building. That is so cool. There's a bunch of these beautiful tulips around here too. You can get a really aesthetic shot of the Empire State Building if you crouch down just like that. But I'm heading right over there to 32nd Street to rendezvous with the family. They just got a table for some barbecue, and I am famished. It's very difficult to feel like I'm orienting myself at all on this, but I came around that corner over there, and this is where the family should be inside having lunch at this Korean barbecue place. There's scaffolding everywhere in New York City. This is intense. Hi guys! Hey. Look who it is! It's the whole family! There's Dennis over there, so we're having some Korean barbecue right now. Thank you so much. Which is so super exciting. You just cook it right here in front of you and you just get to enjoy all of it. A lot of different varieties. Alright, so we're gonna eat this, and I have no idea what we're gonna do today. My main goal was just reconvening with these guys after being by myself for so long. So when it comes to Korean barbecues, it's cooked right in front of you. You either do it yourself or they do it for you. Dennis is a connoisseur of Korean barbecues, right Dennis?
Yep.
What do we get today?
This is the marinated short ribeye, marinated ribeye. And we also got regular ribeye and like beef shoulder and beef neck.
That's cool. Alright, so all done with lunch. Now we are heading downstairs. Hi again, everybody.
Hello again.
What are we doing now? We're going downstairs! Oh yeah! But we're gonna go to Central Park, right?
Central Park.
So that was up in the second floor up there, which was definitely kind of an odd place for that kind of a restaurant. But this is, I think, the Korean district of New York, because there's a lot of Korean options over here as far as food goes and shops. I think we... Oh, it's okay.
I was just gonna say, what part of Central Park would you like to see?
I'd love to see it all, honestly. We're going to Central Park. I think before that we're gonna get some dessert. So now we are heading back down into the metro, finally as a family for the first time. I'm not by myself. Riding metros around has started to become really fun. Hey Dennis. So we may not get dessert right away. I think we just want to go to Central Park just to explore a little bit.
Oh, we're getting dessert.
Are we getting dessert?
Yep.
Something specific?
the best cookie in the world.
Like literally the best cookie in the world?
That's what I've heard.
Cool. Have you had one?
I have.
So we just got off of the Metro. Dennis, are we going in the right direction?
We got on the Express on accident, and now we're in Harlem.
Uh-oh. Did we get on the Express on accident, or was it just because Travis just kind of hopped on and we just followed him?
We hopped on. But we can go see the Apollo Theater now, so why not?
Apollo Theater?
Yeah.
All right, just came up the stairs right there, and we are in Harlem, and I guess the Apollo Theater is right. Oh, they got a Chuck E. Cheese. So we're checking out the Apollo Theater, Dennis, right? That's cool. And here it is, the Apollo Theater, a very historically and culturally significant theater. Wow. Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, Prince, James Brown, Louis Armstrong, Quincy Jones, Stevie Wonder, Billie Holiday. So that was cool to get to see the Apollo Theater. Just kind of making the best out of an awkward situation because we really overshot our stop on the Metro. So now we're heading to Central Park. So heading back to the Metro. All right, so we're back on the Metro. We are taking this hopefully to get off at a reasonable stop so we can actually go to Central Park. Hi, Mom. There goes our train. Now we're heading back upstairs. We're gonna be experts at this Metro thing by the end of this weekend, that's for sure. You hanging in there? So we just came up right over there, and across the street is Central Park.
Okay.
We did it, we made it to Central Park.
Oh.
So Travis and my parents are gonna be going over to Central Park. Dennis and I, where are we going?
We are going to Levain's Bakery to get what one of my friends has called the world's best cookie.
So Dennis, about this cookie. I believe you told me it was on 84th Street. What street is it actually on?
It's on 74th, I forgot.
So now we're walking 10 blocks to get a cookie.
74th in Amsterdam, if those at home are curious.
This better be the world's best cookie, Dennis, because I'm committed now.
I have to say, I haven't had that many cookies in the whole world. So far, it's the best I've had.
So on our way to get a cookie, we happened to pass by this, the Museum of Natural History. So we're gonna pop inside just real quick. So we'd have to purchase a ticket in order to experience the actual museum. So we just came inside the atrium here just because I wanted to get a nice look at it after watching all of the Night at the Museums recently with Brennan. There's no T-Rex in here, which is interesting, but Night at the Museum, Dennis, is one of the best trilogies of all time. Now if they would only make 3 national treasures, hopefully sometime in the future we can come back and enjoy the entire museum. Dennis did get to enjoy it the other day, right, Dennis? Dennis?
Yeah.
You enjoyed the museum yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's good.
By yourself?
Yes.
All right, let's get a cookie. I know I can't film everything that I see and do and think and say about New York today, but one thing that I want to make sure that I document is just how beautiful the architecture is in New York City. Every single building is just a different style of architecture that just makes it so New York to me. I don't know what he's doing, but we're gonna go get a cookie, Dennis, and it better be the best cookie in the world. All right, so we made it to the bakery right over here, which is this little hole in the wall bakery. We have to go down the stairs and then
Three
inside.
times in 2 days.
Really?
Yep.
3 times?
Yep.
You went twice yesterday?
Yeah, once to myself, once to give it to Travis.
So when we finally arrived, it kind of surprised me because it was just so tucked away right there, so I didn't really film much of any of it, but we have our cookies here. This is a dark chocolate peanut butter cookie for myself, and then Dennis got a chocolate chip walnut cookie. Okay.
For Mom.
For Mom? And they are back over by Central Park right now, which we're heading back to. Walked 10 blocks to get this, so I hope it's good. It looks really good. All right, so I gave the camera over to Dennis so he could record me taking a bite out of the best cookie in the world. That is pretty darn good. Wow. Just a little peanut butter in there. It's room temperature. It's very, very dense. Like you can see just how thick it is. That is very, very good. Worth 10 blocks. Yay! Burn it off walking it back. I did it! Alright, so I just finished my cookie, and Dennis, I gotta hand it to you, dude. That was good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very dense, which I did appreciate. I tried a little bit of that one too. That one actually had melted chocolate chips in it. Mine was more room temperature all around. Now we're going to rendezvous back with my mom and my dad and Travis. See, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about New York architecture. I don't really know the actual specific architecture of the majority of New York buildings, whether it's Baroque or not, but just the quantity that they have, and even if it is the same actual style of architecture, just the fact that it can look so different and blend so well with the city, I find so interesting. Right down there is the Museum of Natural History, and we just turned to head into Central Park, where hopefully we can rendezvous with, I know I just said this, but Travis and my parents are over here somewhere, but it's a very, very large park, so we'll see if we can find them. Counting this trip, I've been to New York 3 times now. I came once about 10 years ago during the summer. I came once 5 years ago during the winter, and it was actually snowing in New York. And then I came once, well, this trip, and it's the spring. So it's a little bit unfortunate is that I only packed t-shirts and shorts. I packed 1 pair of jeans for this trip because in Orlando it's like 95 degrees with the heat index. So it's actually really cold comparatively here in New York. So I'm gonna have to get used to that and hopefully get through it. So I think we're a little bit closer to finding the rest of our family. This is the main big lake over here in Central Park. I think Travis and the parents are over there somewhere. It's so cool to see all these trees in bloom after your last time having come here, and some of the lakes were even frozen over because of how cold it was.
I'd like to see that.
You'd like to see it all frozen over here?
Yep.
Oh, hey!
We found them!
Oh, look, is this not glorious?
Roy vlogged that kind of that.
It is beautiful.
Roy, if you want pictures, that pathway right there is just like overhanging peak canopy.
Yeah.
Right down there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we saw it as we were walking because we came down this way, which is also pretty, but this looks gorgeous down here. Making our way down this little makeshift trail. And look how gorgeous this is.
What's that?
Not you. The view behind you. Look at how beautiful that is.
Huh?
It is.
Did I tell you?
Did you walk down this way?
Uh-huh. Once we realized it was down here, I'm like, oh my gosh, look, there's a trail. We need to go down there.
It is beautiful.
Let's do it. Can
And
we
it
do a
just
family
goes
shot up here?
all the way down. Yeah, we can take a picture. Did you like your cookie?
Yes, it's delicious.
Right.
It's so good.
Just look at this beautiful cherry blossom tunnel. The camera's not even doing it any kind of a service or dignity because it's just so much prettier in person, especially with all the petals just kind of floating through the breeze. It's getting a little bit colder, so I'm a little bit sad about that.
Did you get my picture? It's raining pink blossoms.
So I think now we're heading back to the hotel to change and get ready for tonight's festivities because we are doing something really, really cool tonight, for which we have to dress up a little bit. So we're leaving Central Park, and the idea was that myself, Travis, and my mom were gonna walk back to the hotel while my dad and Dennis took the metro, but it's starting to rain, so we're just gonna run across the street and then hop on the metro and then head back to the hotel. Bye-bye, Central Park. Until next time. But yeah, I'm glad to be where it's not wet. All right, so the metro arrived. We're hopping on here, taking it back to the hotel. It would have been nice to walk the entire way back, but not in the rain. So now it's definitely raining, but we made it off the metro. You doing good, Mom? Well, imagine doing 30 blocks instead of just the stairs.
Killer.
All right, we're heading over here. I think we got off at 59th Street, and our hotel is on 57, I believe. This sculpture right here is incredible. I think this is one of the entrances to Central Park. I'm getting rained on, getting all wet, but I don't mind it. All right, now this is all looking pretty familiar. That was Carnegie Hall right there to the left. So our hotel is right here. We can go inside and get changed and dried off and charge our phones. I'm pretty sure all of our phones are dead right now. All right, made it back to the hotel safe and sound. Thank you. Now we're gonna go upstairs and do exactly what I just said, pretty much. Hi, Dennis.
Hey. So Dad and I won the Hornsby Amazing Race.
Yeah, well, we took 2 different subways and got here 2 different ways, but we made it work out.
But we found the treasure in ourselves.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
So we made it back to our hotel room. So right now it is about 4:30, I don't know why it took me that long to read the time.
And Roy's now depressed because he learned we have separate beds.
Yeah, so earlier I was saying that I didn't know what kind of a room setup that this was. I didn't know if it was Travis and Dennis or if it was going to be me, Travis, Dennis, and Christine. And apparently it is just mine and Dennis's room. And Travis and Christine are going to have their own room once Christine gets here. She's going to get here tonight. So, yeah, that's our room. Get a bed to myself. So what we're going to do is, I think, chill out just like a little bit because we have something pretty big to do tonight. Dennis, do you want to announce it? What are we doing tonight, Dennis?
We're going to see Aladdin!
Yeah, we're gonna go see Aladdin on Broadway. I'm so excited to see this. I've been wanting to see this forever. A few years ago I saw the Disney California Adventure theatrical production of it, so it's gonna be really cool to kind of compare to see the actual Broadway production of it versus a Disney theme park production of it, even though that quality show was really, really well done over at California Adventure. So it'll be cool to see the actual Broadway version.
And I saw The Lion King.
Dennis has seen
Roy
a lot
told me
more.
I need to interject more.
He does need to interject a little bit more. He's seen a lot more Broadway shows than I have.
I'm so cultured!
So I think we're gonna get dinner before the show, which starts in about 2.5 hours or so, I guess. But yeah, so now we're just gonna relax and recharge ourselves as well as our phones. Hey Travis.
Hey Roy.
So this is Travis and Christine's room that we just
This
kind
is
of...
Dennis.
Well, this is Dennis, but this is Travis and Christine's room. So we have our room to ourselves, and this is their view up here. The sun is starting to go down. They have a pretty interesting view there on the 15th floor, so they can creep on everybody in all these rooms all the way up there. So that's interesting. All right, it's about 5:30 now. The show starts at 7 o'clock, so I think we're gonna go back to our room, get ready, and then maybe go have some dinner before the show, or maybe do the show and then have dinner. I'm not really sure. So we just came out of the hotel to grab some dinner over here. We're getting some authentic New York style pizza by the slice. I think I'm gonna get myself a pepperoni slice, gonna get Travis a cheese slice, and then whatever Dennis wants. I feel like I may offend everybody by calling that authentic New York style pizza, because I don't know if this is a chain or not, but it's probably gonna be pretty good regardless. Our hotel is straight over there. We had to go down a couple blocks or so to grab some pizza over here, but then we're gonna be going to Broadway here in about half an hour or so after we eat it. All right, made it back to the hotel. Got rained on a little bit. It's still raining, but I don't know, that's okay. It's raining and cold. So our parents are right down there eating their Subway, but as soon as we walked up with our pizza, they came over and they were like, no outside food allowed while we're in service. So they're like, you can go upstairs. So now we're just up here eating on this tiny little table, and mom and dad are down there.
Lean over the edge and look, zoom in.
I just find that so funny that my mom and my dad were just unapologetically eating their Subway, and then we walk up with our pizza box, and then we're the ones that are told, no outside food, go upstairs. So we were banned to the balcony. This pizza is incredibly, incredibly good though, and if it's not a chain, I would be pretty surprised because it's enormous and it just tastes really good. All right, so now we're back in the street. Everybody's all dressed up. Hi, Mama. You looking fancy? Hey. There's Dad back here. Travis and Dennis way up there. Yeah, I got some nice happy pointer shoes that I'm wearing today. So we're heading to the subway station to head over to Broadway. Hopefully the show starts in about 45 minutes. This is Carnegie Hall, and this is us. This is our performance we're gonna be doing in a couple days on Sunday. So we all made it on the subway. I think the very next stop is gonna be us to get off for Broadway. All right, we made it. I think we got off at the Times Square stop. So hopefully we can make our way over to Broadway from here. I am so excited, man. Just popped up right here, and we made it to Times Square, Mama. Here we are. Uh-oh, there's a lot of people in Times Square. Who could have imagined that? My bearings are a little bit thrown off here, but yeah, Times Square. Oh look, Aladdin, right over there.
Yeah.
All right, we made it to Broadway. We got the whole family here. Right across the street is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I personally really wanted to see, but it's very expensive and it's a 2-night commitment. But now we're taking pictures in front of the marquee. Hi, so we made it inside the theater. We have our playbills right here. We are currently sitting in the balcony. I realized I haven't shown myself and my relatively fancy duds getting to see Aladdin. I have Dennis and Travis right over there. mom and dad right over here. Now let me show you real quick what my mom just got me because she is so nice. All right, so this is our view of the stage right down there. I think we have pretty good seats. Thank you very much, Mom, for hooking these up for us.
You're welcome.
I am so excited for this. And then also thank you for this little surprise right here. We went over to the merchandise area right outside over there, and look what we picked up. It is a Disney Aladdin the Musical sweatshirt. If Mom can flip it around, there we go. I know, it's kind of all tangled up in itself. But check it out. So it has Aladdin right here on the sleeve. It has the logo for the show right there on the chest. And it's very, very comfy, and I'm super excited about wearing it. It has a nice yellow and gray look to it, and I'm especially excited about it because I did not bring any warm clothes at all at this trip. So I'm gonna be utilizing this immediately pretty much.
And a cute tote as well.
Yeah, this was free if you purchased the sweater. So I have a cool little, not little, it's actually pretty big, an Aladdin tote bag that also has the logo there as well as the emblem. And that's so cool. All right, so the show starts in a little bit less than 10 minutes. So obviously you can't film Broadway shows, so I will let you guys know what we think and how much fun we have after it's over, right guys? All right, so here we go, gonna watch Disney's Aladdin the Musical. Hi there, so we are on intermission right now for Aladdin. This has been the most beautiful and incredible show that I've ever seen on a Broadway stage. I wanted to kind of come to the edge of the balcony right here just to show off the view of the stage, of the seating downstairs, and then I look back here, there's my mom right there. There's actually a level above us as well in this theater. This theater is over 100 years old, and wow, it is incredible. All right, heading back to the chairs, to our seats for Act 2. So the show is officially over, and we came down to the bottom floor down here to appreciate the theater and just see what it looked like from the bottom floor. We sat right up there, kind of near the middle of the back of the second, or I guess the first balcony. The second balcony is all the way up there. We wanted to appreciate all the architecture of this theater. I think it's over 100 years old from what we were told, and I'm sorry my camera doesn't do it justice at all with all the poorly lit areas of this theater, but it is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, we tried to let the majority of the crowd kind of get ahead of us, but now we're going to be heading back to the hotel, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we just got out of the, is it the New Amsterdam or just the Amsterdam Theater?
New Amsterdam.
Okay, that's what I thought. So what did you guys think of Aladdin?
I'm still busy trying to figure out how the magic carpet works.
Yeah, they had some incredible practical effects in there. It was colorful. They had fireworks. It was just...
I love the choreography and the costume.
The dancing, the characters were incredible.
Genie, of course, was amazing. Aladdin.
Do you know why it's called the New Amsterdam Theater, Roy?
Why's that?
Because New York was settled by Dutch settlers, and before it was called New York and taken over by the British, it was called New Amsterdam, after Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands.
That's very interesting. And that theater is like over 115 years old, right?
Yeah, the lighting and sets and things like that.
One of these days, I'll see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So I think before we head back to the hotel, we're going to explore a little bit around Times Square, just to take in the nighttime sights. If you look right up there, you can actually see the New Year's Eve ball that drops on New Year's Eve. So we are in the heart of Times Square right now, and it's really cool. So we just came inside this store right off of Times Square, and they have legitimate Game of Thrones costumes, which is incredible because the last season is going on right now. So this is Jaime Lannister's costume with his golden hand. Right next to Jaime is Tyrion Lannister's costume. This is so awesome, like legitimate costumes. And then this is Cersei Lannister, so they have the 3 Lannister siblings costumes in here. This is so awesome to see. That store was right there, and we are heading this way. I think we're just gonna walk back to our hotel. Dennis and my dad went on the metro back to the hotel, but we're gonna kind of take in the sights and the colors of Times Square all the way back. Dennis and I walked 10 blocks earlier to get those cookies, although we were not dealing with crowds this intense. Right in front of us, this is where they film Good Morning America, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure right there is where people come and hold up signs and get excited when they film Good Morning America. So we're heading this direction. There's a lot more lights. Got some colorful characters back there. The ball drop.
Where? That little pink ball?
There it is, right there. There's the ball drop. That's what we saw when we came out of the theater as well. That is so cool. Love seeing Times Square at night. Couldn't make a trip to New York without checking out the Times Square Disney store. There's an escalator over there. What? I'm excited. We might go upstairs in a second, but they do have some New York specific Disney merchandise. This is pretty cool. Little Mickey with the I Heart New York shirt. They have a New York Spirit jersey up there. So we just came up to the second floor of the Disney store, and look at this cool Spirit jersey. I have not seen this yet, so it's going to show up at Disney World. It has definitely not shown up yet. A Toy Story Spirit jersey for $60. It's actually a little bit cheaper than the ones that they sell at Disney parks. Looks like they also have a Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear one, and I just took that off the hanger. I'll fix that. That's so cool. Do they have any other ones? Looks like this one's a Sheriff Woody Spirit jersey. What? Do we have these yet? Are we gonna get these in Orlando? I like these. They actually have a lot of stuff that I've never seen at the parks, and there's no way I can cover really any of this because this video is already exponentially long. Oh man, but they have such cool stuff here. There's a giant actual life-sized Woody doll up there, and it's a little bit intimidating because it's probably about 4 to 5 feet tall. Got Lightning McQueen right here, a giant Princess Castle back there in the back. They have a genie plush toy. We don't have that. That's so cool. Get in there. Even a plush Jafar, a plush Abu elephant. What? Alright, we just came downstairs. They have these really cool tangled lanterns going up and down the escalators over here, but I think we are heading back outside. Actually, I think my mom and Travis are already outside, so we can keep heading towards the hotel because it's getting kind of late, and also Christine is meeting up with us. So I think we pretty much came to the end of Times Square for the most part. Sorry, it's so dark. There we go. I think we're heading still this way, about 11 blocks or so, back to our hotel. Pretty cool, right, Mom?
Amazing.
Alright, and we made it back to our hotel, finally. Did you guys have a nice walk back?
Yes, it was so much fun.
Wasn't it nice? Getting to see the nighttime life and lights of New York City. Mom's having a blast. Alright, we're gonna head up to our rooms and probably finally go to bed. Alright, so we made it back to our hotel room. It's about 11 o'clock right now. We have to wake up pretty early tomorrow morning because tomorrow we are doing an actual 3-hour rehearsal for the concert that we're going to be doing at Carnegie Hall. That's the entire reason for this trip, is this concert with my parents' church back from Pensacola that they wanted to invite all of us brothers to participate in. So that's what we're doing, and it's gonna be really exciting. But I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on Aladdin because I realized I don't think that I really gave my opinions about it, but it was absolutely awesome. I've never thought that Aladdin could be a poorly produced Broadway musical, or just a musical in general, because I think I mentioned I saw it in California Adventure and they did an incredible job there. But then what they added to it and they brought to it here on Broadway, that performance was around like 40 minutes long. This one was about a little bit over 2 hours long, what it felt like with the intermission. And everything that you anticipated would have been really big about it, like Friend Like Me, and Prince Ali, all those numbers, they were so good. Fireworks, special effects, a whole new world. How they did that magic carpet scene was ridiculous. I couldn't even figure it out. There didn't seem to be any wires at all on that magic carpet. It was just hovering, and that was just so cool to see. And a couple really interesting things, actually. Our Jafar tonight, Jonathan Freeman, was the voice of Jafar from Aladdin from 1992. Our Jafar was the actual voice of Jafar. I thought that was so cool, and every time he talked, every time he said something, every time he laughed, I heard Jafar, and that was really, really cool. The Aladdin, I hope I pronounced this right, his name was Ainsley Melham, or Melham. He sounded exactly like Brendan Urie to me from Panic at the Disco. Everything that he said, his how he talked, how he laughed, how he sang, obviously, sounded like Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco. I don't even listen to Panic at the Disco that much, but he really sounded a lot like him. And just some additive things that they changed about the musical, namely that they did away with Iago the bird and they made Iago like an actual physical person. He was hilarious. They kind of did away with Abu and they split Abu into these kind of like 3 sidekicks for Aladdin, which I thought that was a little bit more fleshed out and kind of a lot of fun. So all in all, it was a really cool production with just the costumes, the choreography, the pyrotechnics, everything about this was just a blast. So I don't want to talk too long at the end of this, which is always what I say, but I end up talking really long, so I'm sorry that this video is so long. I don't know if I'm going to split it up yet or if I'm just going to make it into one mega day, first day in New York, because we have a few days still left to go, so we will definitely see. But I had an incredible day today, from waking up around 5 in the morning and navigating to around New York City to meet up with the family, to then enjoy our day here in New York City. We had an incredible first day and we have a lot more fun to go. So thank you for hanging out, and I will see you soon.